Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's the MMA political analyst, and today we're going to do some politics. And as a result, I'm probably going to lose about half my viewers. Well, I don't really have any viewers yet, so I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. But we're going to talk about this whole Bundy Ranch thing. So, it's been kind of, I don't want to say big news, but it's been news. It's been out there. Honestly, I'm not even really going to get into the details of the story. Why? Because honestly, the details don't really matter, and I'll tell you why in a second. But if you want to look it up, feel free to look it up. Just make sure you use several sources. Okay, don't just rely on one for the whole story because you're probably not going to get it. So look at several different sources, and maybe you get a better idea as to what's going on. But here's the bottom line: if you have a legitimate grievance with the government, there are ways to handle it. And taking up arms is not one of them. Okay? That is not how you solve problems with the government. That's just dumb. Okay? Now, not to say that all of the people that came out to support this Bundy and his family, not that they were all carrying guns and threatening violence, because they weren't. There were a lot of peaceful protests out there, and there were some run-ins with the government and whatnot. So I'm not saying they were all like that because they weren't. But at the same time, for those who were, you're just dumb. Okay, you can't just show up with guns and try to intimidate the government into doing what you want. That's just stupid. And I know you're gonna call yourself, oh, I'm a patriot, I'm a Tea Party, I'm standing up for America. Well, you're an idiot. I mean, you guys always want to talk about the founding fathers and the republic and all this other crap. I mean, last time I checked, the reason why we set up this republic, this country, was so that we wouldn't have to do that. Okay? We wanted to make a country that was ruled by law. Okay? Rule of law. So that if there was a problem you had with the government or whomever, there are ways to handle it through the law. Okay? Through the judicial branch or whatever the case may be. You want to pass some laws, get some people elected, go to court, whatever. That's how you solve your grievances with the government. And they made a pseudo fair and equitable system for us to use. Okay, so all that stuff that you claim to believe in, the Constitution, well, you're the one violating it. I mean, how dumb are you? Now, I guess in this case, it worked. It actually worked. The government more or less backed down and gave the guy's cows back. Again, you can look up the story. They gave the guy's cows back, and I guess happy day for him. He won. But I think that's a terrible precedent to make, man. But it's a precedent that only him and his family could have gotten away with. You know why? Because let that have been some kind of Muslims or something like that trying to pull something like that. Oh, we don't like what the government's doing, so we're just going to pull a bunch of guns on you. I don't think that would have worked out so well for them. Let's just be honest. Okay? So, I mean, I guess, it worked out for him and his people. Got his cows back, and the government I don't think the situation is totally over. I think it's gonna probably come back up sooner or later. This guy supposedly owes the government a lot of money, and he's saying that it's been his land for since the 1800s or something like that. But it really, like I said, to me it doesn't matter. That kind of stuff needs to get handled in court or wherever. Okay, you can't just pull out a bunch of guns and just refuse to do what the government says by force. Okay, you can peacefully protest. You can do sit-ins. Imagine, I mean, think about it. Imagine if Martin Luther King was like, you know what? Screw all this nonviolent stuff. Let's just grab our guns and let's get it. Let's go crazy. Let's just grab our guns and go start intimidating the government into giving us what we want. Like these rights. The rights, same rights that everybody else has. Let's just go ahead and take up guns and shoot everybody, or, well, not shoot, but threaten people who try to not give us the rights that we deserve like everybody else. I don't think that would have worked out for him. I don't think so. Now, this is where it gets deep. The reason why I think that all these people really took to this and clung to this story, like with, going flying in from all over the country, the Tea Party groups, and they're trying to fight the government, fight Obama, is because, look, it's a much bigger picture. I'm just going to lump all these people into one demographic for just 5 minutes. I understand this whole thing is like multifaceted, and there's different different offshoots of this whole Tea Party movement and the kind of conservative movement in the country. I completely understand. It's completely multifaceted, so I understand that. But for the purposes of this discussion that I'm having with myself, I'm going to go ahead and lump all of them into one. Okay, just for 1 second. So we're just going to put all of this whole conservative Tea Party movement of the last, 5-6 years into one group for just 1 second. The reason why it exists and the reason why they're so adamant these days is because they see, everything they thought the country was as diminishing. Okay, the country was supposed to be for them, for their demographic, and hopefully you kind of see what demographic that is. Okay, and when they see all of a sudden we have Obama as president, there's gay marriage flying around, maybe even legalizing marijuana, and the country's changing. It is. The demographics of the country is changing, and they see themselves as in the decline. Okay, and they see that all of a sudden now their tax money, instead of going to to the troops and to the military and to all these things that they're traditionally used to their tax money going to, they're going to these welfare people, these illegal immigrants, and all this other stuff. Now, all that stuff that they believe may or may not be true. Okay, they just read all their right-wing media sources and they just start freaking out about everything. And you have a president who has some weird past. He was born in Hawaii and he's moving to Indonesia and he's going here and going there. Oh, was he even born here? Where's his birth certificate at? Oh my God, how can this guy be president? And I think that's where it comes from. I think that they see themselves as in decline. And it's unfortunate because they couldn't be any more wrong. They couldn't. Look, I mean, again, I'm going to cause some controversy with this, but man, if you're like a normal, like average white person in the country, you're going to be all right. You're going to be just fine. Okay? You have the same struggles that you had 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the same struggles that everybody else has. Okay? Everybody's trying to make it just like you are. Okay? And if you're losing, if your demographic is losing, well, guess who's not winning? We're not. Okay? We're not winning. Okay? Nobody's winning. Okay? We're all losing together. We're all in the same boat, going in the same direction, down. The only people that are winning are the people up there. Okay? The people up there, the top 1%, whatever. Now, look, I'm definitely not like a conspiracy theorist. I'm not gonna New World Order and all that crap. I'm not even gonna go down that road because I think it's all a bunch of BS. But nonetheless, the people who most benefit from all of the problems in the country isn't me, okay? Isn't people who live in Detroit where I'm from, okay? It's not the people who live in the inner cities or black people or minorities. We're definitely not the ones who are benefiting from whatever's going on in the country, okay? Definitely not. The people who benefit from all the issues in the country are up there. And they love it when we're divided. They love it. Okay? They love it when the Tea Party is so mad there's illegal immigrants. They love it that the Tea Party, they have weird issues with, black people. Okay? They love it. Okay? Because it keeps us divided, keeps us down, keeps us scared of each other, and they end up benefiting in the end. Okay, now I don't have enough time in this video to go on in detail with that stuff, but I think that's the case. And so if there's any conservatives, Tea Party types of that demographic who just happen to come across this video, please listen to me when I tell you there is no minorities, there is nobody of like any like non-American or like I don't know, socialists or communists or weird conspiracies with Obama. Nobody like that is trying to take over or is taking over. No one's going to declare martial law and send in the troops and make us sing Obama songs and all that crap. None of that's going to happen. It's just not. Okay? And the country's not going to be, taken away from you and given to me. It's just not going to happen. So let's actually start to work together. Okay, let's get together. And look, I'll be honest, I'm probably going to disagree with you, like politically, on probably about 85% of most issues. But the idea is, though, we can come together and we can figure out, what's something that we can agree on so we can move forward. Okay. Now, eventually, I'm just going to be honest with you. I think your demographic eventually is going to change, probably 20, 30 years from now, and the country will be a lot more the way I want it. Okay. But by then, I'll be old, so who cares? But as far as right now, where it's kind of like a more or less an even split between your demographic and mine, I think that we can find common ground until things change. But until then, man, you can't be going crazy like you guys are, man. You can't be grabbing all your guns and thinking there's gonna be some kind of revolution and stocking up on guns and ammo and stocking food and stuff like that. You guys are just wasting your time, man. You're wasting your time. I wish I had more time to go more in depth. Hopefully, when if I get a few views, maybe YouTube will extend my time so I can have more time to talk about this stuff. But that's just what I think in a nutshell. You kind of got a general view of what I am. Okay. Now, look, obviously I'm liberal, I guess you could say, but it goes beyond that. It's really not about liberal or conservative or black or white or anything like that. Because the conservative movement, I think, it's almost, they feel like they're the victims. Like, oh my God, this phantom Obama is taking everything away and changing everything. Oh my God, what do I do? And it's just, I think they've been misled, man. Misled to the nth degree, to the point where they're just like, they're just so scared of everything, scared of Obama, scared of gay marriage, scared of everything, and that's why they're grabbing all their guns. That's why they're trying to push the religious thing down everybody's throat, because they think that it's over for them, and they just couldn't be any more wrong. Because of the and look, I'll just say one last thing. At the end of it, whatever you do in your own house is what you do in your own house, man. The government doesn't care if you like hate gay people or don't like gay people or you want to go to church every day and whatever, dude. Go ahead. No one's stopping you. And you want to have a bunch of guns in your basement somewhere? Go ahead, dude. I mean, I think it's stupid, but no one's stopping you from doing that. Like, when's the last time Obama, as current president, what kind of gun control did he propose? To limit like magazine size, which didn't work, didn't get anywhere, and to expand background checks, which I shouldn't even count because like 90% of the population was in agreement with having universal background checks. Both of those failed. Not even close. So your guns are safe. Your guns are just fine. And even if they did pass gun legislation, they wouldn't take your guns away. We have these ex post facto laws where, like, if you pass a law, they can't be like retroactive. So if you got a gun and it's the biggest, baddest weapon in the world, they can't take it back, even though that gun is illegal. Like, if they pass a law today and you had it before today, then you're still good. So they're not going to come take your guns away. It's all just fear, man. And you guys need to just get up out of that, man. You need to come up out of it because it's dangerous. And you can see why what happened in the Bundy situation. Anyway, I'll push more videos like this, and I'll probably next time I'll try to bring more facts and figures to the table. It's just that I just wanted to get my thoughts out there this time around. So hope you enjoyed the video. I would tell you to hit the like button, but I'm sure there's a lot of you who are going to hit the opposite, the down vote or something like that. So whatever, do either one, okay? But if you like what I have to say and you want to hear it again, like and subscribe. This is Anthony, the MMA political analyst. Talk to you.